My name is Halcyon. Welcome to Hug Nation. It is a treat to spend this moment with you. Today I want to talk about misinformation. You could be responsible. Someone you love could be responsible. You could be a cause of one of the blights on humanity, the spread of misinformation. I know the internet is amazing. The internet is, well, it's access to everything, all ideas, all entertainment, everything. And that is, quite frankly, more power than we know what to do with. So I'm going to try to give us a little guidance so we can stay on track and not make a mess of all this information access. First off, one of the things that people are exposed to and they share is entertainment things, right? We've got access to all sorts of videos and cute pictures and all sorts of stuff like that. Things that entertain you, that you wish to share, yay, that is awesome. You see a one-legged ballerina, it's so inspiring, share it. You see a 17-year-old rapper named Afro and you're like, yeah, share it. You see a little cat that thinks it's people, share it. You see a heartwarming story told by a charismatic pink-haired gentleman about his grandfather, share it. Because when you are sharing things that entertain you, that is true, that is absolute, that is your perspective, that is your experience of the world, and you are the authority. You have every right, and by God, it is your duty to spread and share and tell your epic myth and let people know what you love. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. Now, it gets a little bit more confusing when you start talking about news, because news is a barrel of bias. It is always askew. From everything from outright lies to misunderstandings to crazy bias to just people poking fun. And so there's a great quote by Jacob Glass. He says, people think that they're Paul Revere, but they're actually Chicken Little. We think that we're doing this incredible service by being a node and spreading out information. You see a headline, oh my goodness, I'm going to make sure my network knows that. I am part of the solution. But they don't verify, they don't double check. Sometimes people don't even read the articles. Sometimes I'll be like, there's no way you clicked through to see that that was an Onion article. You just saw a headline and a picture and it kicked in with something that you are afraid might be true and made sure that everybody saw this. And someone's actually clicked and they posted some Facebook terms of service legal thing and they said, I don't know if this is true or not, but it can't hurt, so I'm sharing anyways. And I'm like, no, that's not true. It can hurt. Spreading misinformation is bad. It is bad because it is a huge time waster. It erodes people's trust. It makes it so that every time you see information, it loses the power that we have to educate one another and instruct one another as we don't hold that power with any sort of due diligence or any sort of research or backup. It spreads fast too. When people share things anything spreads like crazy on the internet, especially things that are alarmist or that are amazing, like either really amazing or really horrific. And there's some information that is, you could argue all day long with people, and some people will find all sorts of evidence that and some people have the other side, whether it's, vaccinations or something, that's not exactly what I'm talking about, because you might feel compelled to share your perspective and believe and feel like you have all the evidence in this perspective. I'm talking about things like the Pope met with Kim Davis, and therefore I thought I liked this guy, and now I hear that he did this, and now I'm upset, and I have this righteous indignation, and now I'm going to share this and start this wave of disapproval and frustration and anger towards this Pope that's done a bunch of amazing things. And as time starts to filter out, you realize, wait, he didn't like seek out and have a meeting with Kim Davis. There was, in some like greeting line, there was like he met her. And this is a guy whose whole job in the world is to try to spread healing. So what if he met with somebody that we disagree with? It wasn't an endorsement, and yet the momentum and the wave of anger and frustration and dismissal of all the good he's done was kind of scary that I saw in my news feed. And the really bummer part is that once the truth starts to come out and once the corrections start to filter out, the volume on those corrections is just a peep compared to the roar of indignation that goes around. Once you are accused of something, it almost doesn't matter if it's disproved later because people have this negative effect. And the number of people that will see the correction is way less than the people that will get their attitude change from the misinformation. 3 years ago, my Burning Man camp was given a red marker on the MOOP map during the post-burn cleanup. That means that we left a huge mess. That's what that means. Now, that red mark came out in the first draft, and then a few days later, it changed to green. Now, some have proposed that maybe we were the butt of a joke from the people that were out there, or maybe it was just a mistake, maybe it was a GPS error, whatever. The point is that our name was cleared, but it doesn't matter because I still take crap from people that say, well, what about when you did red there? You say you're so good, and you say you follow the principles, but you guys got, and I'm like, no. People say, it can't hurt. Let me give an example of how misinformation can hurt. Back in the Middle Ages, the Black Plague wiped out massive amounts of Europe's population. One of the first thoughts and theories within the church especially was that it was cats that was spreading this. And so there was outlawing of the ownership of cats, and there was the outright killing of cats that was widespread. Cats became a tiny fraction of the amount that used to be in Europe. And without its natural predator, rat populations went crazy, and the plague went bananas and spread like a plague. The misinformation in that situation caused countless deaths. Now, right before I hit record, I went to check the internet to see if that was actually a true story. And guess what? Some people think so. Some people theorize that, yeah, that may have played a little bit of a role, but there was actually a lot of factors that contributed to it. So take it as you will. All of the information that you see that's news is a perspective. It's unawareness, and it changes and shifts. Just like everything that you believe to be true, that is a fact, you got to wrap it up in the context. You got to kind of soften it, and you got to be available to change as you learn more. Again, entertainment? Black and white, you got it. It made you laugh. It's funny. It made you sing and cry. It's entertaining. News that gets you riled up? Come on, be careful. The thing that actually gets me the most worked up is when people don't do any research, don't check on things, don't do any work, and think that sharing activism means something. Sharing a picture of a tortured dog is not activism. It doesn't help the world. If you care about something, you need to put your energy, your time, your resources, maybe your money behind it. The world is so full of things that need work and help and attention. I could walk right outside this building, and there is some dog crap that needs picking up. I could walk a little bit farther. There's some homeless people that could use a hand. I could walk a little farther. There's infrastructure in the city that needs help. there's no shortage of things in the world that need help. So if you just like share and repost and click because you see things that are wrong in the world, so what? You have to decide and vote with your attention and your effort what you think are the things that need help. Just resharing, reposting, being an alarmist, you're not helping the world. You're just trying to put the attention and make people focus on all that's wrong. Because guess what? Just as there's dog crap right outside my door, there's also these really beautiful trees. And there's a cloud formation that's awesome. And there's this park that sometimes little kids play in. So if you want to be an activist, if you see something that you think needs to be shared, if it's news, check and make sure that it is true or the people that you trust have verified it, and then say, hey, I think this is important that people should know. If it's something in the world that needs fixing, do something. Donate $5. Write a letter. Call a congressman. Any action that shows me that you care enough to actually do more than just click is what I'm asking for. I'm not saying dedicate your life. I'm not saying spend all your money. I'm saying if this is tragic, write a letter to someone who's been affected by it, just saying, hey, thinking about you. I wish we could do more, but just know I care. And then tell me. Inspire me with your actions. Don't think that clicking absolves you from your job as being a human being in the world. And being a human being means being entertained and having a blast and share that all you want. It means learning about the world and with a little bit of carefulness, sharing your perspective with people. And it means acting and making the world a better place. And if that is the guidelines that you use to share things, then the internet is an awesome tool. You have it by the reins. You are a powerful yielder of the sword of information. Now, this problem of people getting wrapped up in falsehoods and lies online is nothing new. 10 years ago, people would forward emails and saying, if you forward this to 10 people, Bill Gates is going to send you $100. And it's like, no, that's not true. And after 10 years or 15 years or 20 years of these kind of I kind of feel like you should know better. You should know better than that. Except that I don't believe in the concept of you should know better. Everybody knows what they know until they know better, and then they know better. So I'm telling you now you know. Now you know better. So how about this? Share this video and tell people, hey, that's a good one. I'm not sure if that's true. Watch this and be a little bit more careful. And let's all do our job at raising the bar and making our culture, our communication, our access to information, a tool that elevates us all and elevates our dialogue and elevates our ability to process this crazy world. Okay, thanks. We're on the same team. And I'm happy about that. So thank you.